welcome back to Studio Lou. It's Cindy. So I'm just working away on the furniture journal today, and I figured, why not turn on the camera if you're working? So it's been a little while since I just had kind of a relaxed, like, make with me, craft with me kind of video. So that's what I'm going to do today. What I've been doing so far, I've got the signature, the original book signatures out of the book. I was going to try to retain these end papers, but I decided like it wouldn't allow me to get all the old book cloth. I left a little bit here to show you, like this old rackety kind of, you know, book cloth that you like to take off in order to create a new nice spine. So it wouldn't let me take that off. So I had to destroy those, but it's okay because actually these were exactly the same as 2 pages that are inside the book itself. So I'll be able to replace them as end papers and they'll look exactly the same as these. So I'm happy about that. Now, if you watched some of my other videos, you would have seen that this book was just essentially like kind of a boring beige color, and I had this little rocking chair on it, which is really what enthralled me about it. So I got to playing with it this morning, and I was thinking about like an idea, because it's a furniture journal, an idea for like wood graining or wood staining or something like that. So then I got to playing with my alcohol inks, and this is what I came up with, like a wood staining it's quite vertical, so it does look quite woody in the background. And then I thought about how with older furniture, you know, when you put a cup down on it or whatnot, you would get these kind of watermarks. And so that's what I went with, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really like how that looks. I'm probably going to put like something like either a piece of birch bark or a piece of like, you know, some kind of like cheesecloth or something. I haven't decided yet. And a metal book plate here. Like I have a bunch of antique ones hanging around over here somewhere, and so I'll probably put a book plate on the front of that as well. But right now, I have the fabric to cover the spine chosen. The spine is currently curving. I have it on my board to do some curving, so we'll just set these guys aside. And what I'm working on now is just choosing the signatures for the book. So I've taken one of the pages out of the book just to use as kind of like a size guide. So when I get to the point where I'm actually going to be putting things in the book, then I will know what size I can cut them, what options I have. So this book will be 3 signatures with a 1-inch spine. So far I've got like 3 things in that I plan to use. So this says crooks and angles, and it's like some houses, porches, and doorways. I forget what book that came out of, but that is one of the things that we're going to use. And I've attached it for the time to this, which is from an old vintage toys book about like doll houses. So those will go together. And then this is from another book about like, I don't know, like traveling and decor around the world. And it says honest materials: wood, leather, slate, iron, steel, rope, dirt, paper, etc. So it's like pretty cool and it's got some really cool images inside that will be good for the book. And then a piece of coffee dyed lace paper. So that is the first signature that I'm working on. Then the second one, I chose this page out of the book The Elegant Bear, which is like this incredible, amazing illustrated children's book. And I thought it has a real focus on furniture, and I like the illustrations in this book are amazing, just amazing. Look at the back. So yeah, I had to include that. I also love this hand here that's like holding a tree as a marionette. Like, it's just so perfect for this book. So I love when things just kind of align that way. And then there's some twine and scissors here, and another page of coffee dyed paper, and more of the furniture kind of, and then more of the bear book. So that's where we are with those. And then the third one is more of the dollhouse furniture And then this is a wood grain paper page, and a couple of little memo checks that have been tea dyed, and the coffee dyed lace paper, and antique dollhouses. So okay, so that's where I am with the 3 signatures so far, and I have more papers here, and I need to sort it out. I've also got a few things chosen for ephemera in the book. I found this amazing vintage photo of like a curio cabinet that's full of china, so I think that'll be a nice piece of ephemera for inside the journal. Then I'm planning to make some ephemera with this cork. I ended up finding at a thrift store like an entire 12 by 12 like book about this thick of, ignore my hands, that's alcohol ink, of cork. So that'll be really good for making ephemera for this journal, because cork is a good material for furniture making. Okay, so I have a few more things here. So this is like Amish quilt kind of like paper. So we'll put that with that one. And then this is another one of these papers that like what bamboo can make. Now it would have to go in the center because of the words. And the same is true for this one. I want to try to incorporate these. Some of this I probably will cover up. But some of it I think is kind of cool because it talks about like different, you know, bits and bobs that are part of like a furniture, you know, or a house kind of setting. So those can go in there. And then I've got like the big pages, like the big, I pulled these out of like the big furniture book that I'm using to kind of populate the pages in this, and I want to use a lot of them in this book as the like kind of, even if it's just a base page that I'm going to cover with different things, but just use parts of it. It's like going to be instead of the coffee dyed paper. So I'm going to try to use all of them in here. So that gets me to how many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be page 5. Just double checking because sometimes I get like more pages in one than the other, and I do try to make them relatively even. They don't have to be exact. Sometimes you use something a little thicker like a cardstock, where you can use 2 pieces of a different paper instead of that. So there we go. And I'm not bothered right now about like the order of these because they all still have to get cut down, and a lot yet will change about how we're putting this book together. Okay. Let me use that one right away. I mainly just want to use the ones that have the writing of the types of furniture, because those I had always really wanted to include. And the rest of them will go in the hopefully I have room for you pile. Sorry, I'm just shuffling a couple things around over here. Okay. Chest of drawers. Cradles. And chests and bedsteads. I think I owe this one more than... There we go. Sofas and settees. And... this one of the labeled ones? No. Okay. So let's get all these out of the way. What's this one? Oh yeah, okay. And I have a bunch more papers here. And I have to just kind of do a quick count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we're getting close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we've got what, 8, 9, 9, I think, or 8, 8, 9, roughly. Now, there's a few things in here that I definitely want to try to fit these in here. So this is a cool piece of music from a really old songbook, and it's called The Old Armchair. So I was like, that has to go in there, and I think I would like it in the center of the signature. So I'm going to use this one because it doesn't have those paper with the words. Then these are the end papers that I was talking about. I can use to replace the ones that I had to tear up. Warning, preface ahead. Oh yeah, and that is what I want to use in the front of the journal as the first probably few pages. So let me think about how I want to do that. How I want to use the little preface in the story. We'll see. And then these are just some yellow pages that I thought would be nice. We'll see if we want to use those. I like these. But then I've got some other kind of interesting stuff. Like I like this. It's like a nice little picture to kind of mix things up. That one doesn't take up a lot of room, so it's fine. And this is the old woman who lived in a shoe. I thought I could use that in the journal, but maybe as ephemera instead. And then I have this picture from the Edith Holden biography book, and I thought it would be nice because it's got like a framed photo, and it's like there's some furniture here, and it's just nice to include a bit of Edith Holden if you can. And then there's this other wood panel one which I'd like to use. Is there any in this one? No. So I want to put it in a different one. And I think I've already packed them away, but I totally have a box of different wood veneers. And that would be really great, but no. All right, so I think I want to aim for about 10 signatures per, or sorry, 10 pages per signature. I'm just looking here to see, there's nothing else I had my heart absolutely set on. So let's just do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So we want 10 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I think I can actually add another one here, because that one little page is very small. So let's just kind of get a feel of how big this feels, because I know how large the spine is. So yeah, I think I can probably throw a couple more pages in here. And I really would like to put one of these yellow pages in, maybe here. That signature. We've got one of those. We've got one of those. Here's just another kind of nice taupey paper. There we go. Yeah, that should be good. Yeah, and it won't overstuff or anything. That'll be fine. So these ones will go to the possibly to be used with ephemera. Who knows? Or maybe they'll go to another journal. So now is the time where I have to kind of make some decisions about these big pages. So I'm just going to go one signature at a time and try to decide the way that I want to prepare my pages. So these two are fine. We know that. I'll have to do some trimming, but no major decisions have to be made here. So this is, let me see, what I really want to capture is this. So what I'm going to do is just kind of make a bit of a, make a fold here, because I want to know where I need that to be to line up with the size of the page. Right about there. Okay. So that's going to become what I use in the book. And I will cover this old crease. It will get completely hidden in some way. And then you can decide if you want to leave anything long as tip outs. Do I want to include this? Maybe, because they're kind of cool. Now, this will only be as long as that. So we could include maybe, yeah, I like that. So let's grab the paper trimmer here and start making some decisions about how we can do this. So I think first I'll just cut this off so that it's easier to manage. I think I want to keep it to about here. That's a decent size tip out. And then let's just see here where this measures to. There we go. I still need that 100-foot desk that I keep hoping one day I'll have. Okay, so to line up here, there we go. So it's like an 8 1/4, I guess. Yeah, 8 1/4. A little before 8 1/4. So 8. I go about here. Yeah, and then we can include the upper portion of her body. We don't lose her. Then I can fold this. This is the tricky kind of part of doing this that I usually don't do on camera, is just kind of figuring everything out, right? I want that to fold back, not forward. There we go. So that will work. And then when we get to decorating and making things, I will secure this seam. And I know that these all have to get trimmed a little more later, but I'm not going to do that right this second. I'm just going to get these big ones cut down so they're a little more manageable. So if I look at this, there's not a whole lot that I'm concerned about losing. So I want to keep the chest of drawers word on the inside. So let's chop down this to the 8 1/4 that we want, or just before 8 1/4. And then this way I need to measure what this is going to end up being here. So just about 5 1/2. Yep, so we're gonna have to do the same here. The trouble with this book is just that it's basically like what I want to keep, these titles are very close to the outer edge of the book. 5 1/2 is what we're targeting here. So a little wider. And it's okay if I go too far because I can always trim off the other edge. So let's just do that. Whoops. And make sure that the fold is straight. Whoops. That's the twangy music of the afternoon. Okay, so go back a little bit to, what did I say, 5.5 almost. There. And that's good scrap, so I will keep that. Ideally, you should have your paper trimmer on like a flat surface with not a bunch of junk on your desk, but this is how I roll, you know. It happens. Going to make an educated guess because I know this is wider than what I need, and then I can just trim from this side and not have to try to like constantly measure up that 5.5. I might keep that scrap because it's got a cool sideboard on it. Okay. So, sideboards. Now this one, I want to keep one of these clocks for sure. I don't think that'll be a problem. Okay, and then 8.25 just before it, I think. Yeah. Oops. And so today's kind of a chilly day. The weather has turned cool again. The fool's spring is catching up to us. I think that's too wide. That's okay. 5.5. Yeah, I am too wide. Okay. But I'm going to go out a little bit later today and collect some magnolia blooms to pickle. So if you've never pickled magnolia flowers before, they're wonderful. They taste like ginger, and they're very easy to pickle. You can probably Google a recipe. Because there's a lot of foragers out there who do this kind of thing. 5.5 right there. Eight and a quarter. Yeah, so this is the not terribly exciting portion of the journal making, but I am working on some cool things. I've got like 3 journals on the go right now. Only this one can I share right now though. But you know what that means? That means I've got something fun coming up, some kind of a surprise. Okay, I think with this page I'm totally cool with just keeping whatever ends up being kept here. So 5.5. Do I need these scraps? Maybe. And then I will trim from the bottom of this one. Actually, first I'll trim the top to get rid of that border that isn't really needed. So cute. I do start to try to make an effort, like where am I going to line these up at this point, just so I know kind of what I'm doing. This one, I think I just have to trim this messy edge off of. There we go. And these guys are going to go on the inside. I'm just going to shutter them a little bit like that. I don't really need to mess around too much with it until it's time to bind, but where are we? Right here. And this one, yeah, I want to clip the end off that for sure. I've got a little bit of words that I don't need in the book. And then I just want to see what I'm left with here. Yeah, that's fine. Then that has to go in the center because it has a set of words that I want to keep together. So that is roughly the first signature done. Okay, so we are approaching probably time for a video, and I'm sure you probably aren't interested in watching me cut down 2 more signatures of paper, but I just wanted to share with you where I am on the furniture journal, and I will be back next time working on this once I've got all the signatures, and then we'll start working on the pages. I've decided for this journal that I'm going to I'm not going to bind it right away. I've really enjoyed working on whole pages outside of the journal before putting it together like I was doing on the traveler's journals. Like I usually do a little bit of work like stenciling and adding ribbon and stuff first, but I think I want to work a little more on adding a lot more to the pages before they go in the book this time. I sort of am feeling that. So that being said, I will see you next time, and thank you so much for joining me for this little video. All my social media information is down below in the description box, and I hope you're having a really lovely day. Thanks. Bye for now.